Pisces, hello. Welcome to your weekly reading. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you from my heart. My name is Adrian. I'm an intuitive healer and I practice holistic wellness. Okay. One of the beautiful services of mine that I feel so honored that I'm able to give to people at the moment, or a service that I'm able to provide to people around at the moment across the world, is spiritual regression hypnosis, which is an online session. And there's a link down below if you're interested in that, to find out a little bit more about that. And, they say, no, I must, okay? They say start the whole thing over. All right, sure, no problem. So this is a general reading for the sign of Pisces. And we're looking at mid-August 2020, kind of like towards the end of the month. Oh, that's nice. I love that. I love that. I love that. So before the break, I did the Cancer reading, and they actually got the same card that came up, but it just came up in the other way around. So very different message for you. Yeah, Pisces. Lovely, lovely, lovely. For those of you that are returning to my channel, always supporting me, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your shares and your just the beauty of who you are. So remember, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. Oh, Pisces, things are looking up. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. Better, 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 better. And if you're interested in learning how to read the tarot, I do provide those courses online. You can check that down below. There's some details for that also on my Facebook page and Instagram account. So if you want to check that out, the links are down below. You can do that. Okay. Let's look at your reading. Let's look at your reading, Pisces. The Eight of Swords in reverse. The worst is over now. The worst is behind you. You know, the biggest sort of challenges. I think things may have been kind of rocky there for a while, and it's wonderful that we're able to support each other through these things, you know. But the worst is sort of over, you know, and I feel that many of you were in a situation where you sort of felt that you had to find a solution, you had to find what the solution was, and you know, you had to sort of really go and look for it. But then what is so beautiful is that so many of you then got to the stage where you realized that you don't actually need to do anything. Okay, where you realize that you can actually just let the whole sort of energy or the situation, you know, you can sort of just let it go, which is incredible because, you know, a lot of times, you know, when we're in a certain situation, we sort of want to fix this and fix that and, you know, cut off this energy and cord cutting here and crystal there and, you know, all those type of things. But when you understand that when you can, from a point of love and honor and respect, you know, honoring your individual experience of life and also understanding that you form part of a, you know, of a universal, global, you know, whole, really. But when you realize who you really are and all you really are, and you embrace that, it's like your vibration just rises above these type of things that might have been holding you back. And then by default, it's almost like the problem sort of resolves itself. It's actually quite incredible. Okay. And next card there for you is the Three of Swords. Okay. And this is amazing because this speaks about your inner strength, your true you know, that you realize that when you know, when life gives us difficult situations, sometimes it's not so easy when you're inside the situation, but then as you go forward, you realize that this is, you know, that next step that you needed to go to, then you realize that this specific set of circumstances that you had, you know, and for some of you, it could have been a long period because you went right into the past, you know, you went into those past soul memories, but you really realize that it didn't kill me. You found that the silver lining that you were looking for, and you realize that that silver lining was you. Okay, and I feel that many of you feel very brave, and you feel very bold, and you feel very motivated and inspired, you know, and you're ready to go forward and do more, and that is a beautiful thing. And also the reason why you might be feeling that with the devil there in reverse is that many of you realize that, you know, as humans can be, you know, maybe you looked at this and you looked at that and you know, you felt this one did you wrong, and you felt that one did you wrong, and this wasn't fair and that wasn't fair. But then some of you went like, you know what, screw this. I'm not gonna embrace this energy anymore. I'm gonna move away from this. I am not gonna hold myself captive any longer. And when we reach that powerful stage in this world, oh my goodness, it's like everything just changes. You know, everything just unfolds. It becomes so powerful. Okay, and you're heading there with Six of Wands. You're heading into a very positive direction, positive karma. You know, those type of, you're beginning to see, unmistakably so, it's like you can't really deny it, how so many of the things that you've gone through and the experiences that you had, sorry, at the time you may have felt that they were unfair, you know, towards you. You're now using that very experience as your, basically your armor of strength, or sort of like your wings to just fly, you know. And some of you are really, really, I mean, you're shining up like, it's like a farmer thinking that, you know, I don't know why I'm getting this image in my mind, but it's almost like a downslope with like grass and like a beautiful almost sort of cottage over there. And it's sort of like you have that life and everything already seems so sorted and seems so perfect, and you can't get any better than that. And next thing you discover, maybe, you know, you discover maybe there's a diamond mine on your property, you know. You're kind of going to that next level that is, it's not only good, it's not only beautiful, it's not only abundance, it's also very unexpected. Okay. That you kind of ask yourself, is this even me? So a couple of cards came out there. I'm going to take the top one. Oh, how lovely are you? So the Eight of Swords in reverse is clarified by the Page of Earth in reverse, actually, you know, which is normally Pentacles. And some of you, and I must actually really congratulate you on that energy, because that's amazing. That's really incredible. You know, we've got a certain way that we envision our life is going to be. You know, this is the job I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to stay. This is the partner I'm going to be with. You've sort of got a very, sort of a solid idea in your mind as to how your life is going to be. Okay. And for some of you, I feel that plan, in some ways, you got to realize, may not have been built on the most solid foundation. Okay, and so what's happening here, Pisces, is you sort of begin to see the flaws, you know, sort of like the errors, the things that are not serving you best, and you had the willingness to begin to let that go. You know, you opened yourself into exploring how your life can be different, how your life can change, how your life can shine up in a different way. And I feel for many of you, you may have given up a lot that might have actually confused some people. They were like, what are you doing? Why would you even possibly do that? You know, that doesn't actually make any sense. And I feel for many of you, it was almost like it just feels right. You know, you couldn't exactly give people very much the answer, because many of you didn't actually have the answer. But it just felt right, you know. And then with the Three of Swords is clarified there by the Messenger of Air, okay, which is the Ace of Swords. So you really, this is almost like a, you know, this is almost like a third eye sort of activation, opening, awakening, that you may have not even planned. I mean, you might have been standing on your porch or your office or, you know, wherever, just having like a morning coffee or drink or whatever, and suddenly something just goes to you like, poof, I don't need to do this. I don't need to live this sort of life. I don't need to have this sort of experience. I don't need to have these sort of thoughts. I don't need to kind of be the sort of, you know, have this victim sort of mentality. I don't need to keep myself in this funk. And it's almost like, it's like many of you, you know, I feel that at some point, either now or maybe for many of you, I feel like a little while back, you may have had this experience where you almost went, it's almost like you were like, you know, I was asleep for a little while and I'm awake now, and there's so much that I can do. You know, it's almost like there were so many opportunities that you didn't see. You know, you were so rooted in this sort of past that for many of you, you didn't actually see the incredible potential of what your life could be, you know? And so some of you is like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that, you know, no, I need to change this. Ooh. Again, taking the top card coming out for you, which is such a beautiful card. The Devil in reverse, and that is clarified by the Eight of Earth. With a beautiful violin over there. I love violins. With a little pixie there on the side of the violin doing its thing. And that's sort of how many of you are feeling at the moment. You're like, ooh, I can do this. You know, it's a very sort of light-hearted, vibey, almost silly type of energy. Okay, but it's nice. And after you realize how you may have been holding yourself back, obviously, you know, it's not exactly like you were consciously holding yourself back and saying, I'm going to hold myself back. I'm not going to have a good experience of life. I'm not going to open myself to opportunity. It's not that. But now that you realize that you have been doing that, and you realize that it hasn't been serving you, you know, in the best possible way, you're like, you know, I don't need anybody to shine me up like a new penny. I'll shine myself up. You know, I'm going to shine myself up, and I'm going to polish myself, and I'm going to look fine, and I'm going to look fine for myself, you know. And I feel that many of you have been living for others for such a long time that you sort of lost yourself in the process. And you know, this can happen quite easily because, I mean, Pisces, obviously the thing with you is that you've got this beautiful heart, you've got this caring heart, you're so in touch with the emotions. And also a lot of you, you know, it's almost inevitable because Pisces is almost like a natural sort of empath, you know. And of course, when you're an empath on top of being a Pisces, it can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. This world can be a little bit heavy for you sometimes. But with everything that's happening in the world at the moment, and with everything that's been always happening in the world at the moment, you know, it's sort of like you were observing all that energy, you know, and so it might have been kind of dormant there for a while, and many of you might have been going through a period where you were, before the sort of light up, where you were feeling incredibly depressed. Okay, and sad and frustrated and angry and annoyed, and you know, you kind of feel like going into the kitchen and taking a 5-pound hammer and just, you know, hitting the cupboard off the wall and just sending everything flying. And then when you're done with it, you could have felt like setting the whole thing on fire. Many of you were incredibly mad. But it's not only your, and you know, many of you, what you may or may not realize is that a lot of that energy that you were feeling was actually the collective energy of what's happening on planet Earth at the moment, you know, of everybody else's emotions. And I'm not encouraging you to be oblivious as to what's happening in the world, but you want to be mindful of how much you kind of like, you know, watch the news and, you know, watch statistics and all the sort of scary things. Because you also want to remember that the media is having a field day right now, making so much money. By really playing on fear and scarcity and greed, and those things don't align with you, and there's something inside you that is like, no. Okay, but I feel you're coming out of that, and it's like you've gone through the fires of purification, and you're coming out of that, and you're going to the Six of you know, one's moment there where things are really just shining up for you. This one's calling me. Who are you? Three of Air, which is what you had earlier on, Three of Swords. Okay, so remember with the Three of Swords that you had, that had the message of air, which is also swords, that is sort of like that powerful realization that you made, remember? That brought you to this really powerful energy that you realized that in many ways that you were holding yourself back. And so now with the Six of Swords, it's bringing you the Three of Air again. So you are, I feel that for some of you, you may not want to, you know, you may not have been very comfortable with the world seeing sort of like you're ugly, you know, you're sort of nasty, your fangs. You didn't really want the world to see that, you know. You didn't want anybody else. You may not even have want the people closest to you to see that, you know. It's kind of like something that you kind of wanted to keep to yourself. You don't want anybody to know about that. It's almost like a shameful tattoo. You don't want nobody to see that. So you, you know, people say, you know, you dress however you want to dress, but they don't realize that you're kind of covering something up. Okay, but you know, I feel that some of you are saying, you know what, at some point in my life, I've made a mistake. I didn't have the you know, the know-how that I have now. I've got my tattoo. If you want to call it a tramp stamp, you can call it a tramp stamp. I don't care. This is who I am. Okay? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm going to end off for you with 2 oracle cards, and the first one is going to be a message from the universe. And you guys will see that my thumbnails are looking so sexy these days, kind of bling bling funk funk. And my best friend who's an incredible graphic designer as well as social media, you know, guru really. She's designing them for me. And so if you need any work done, or you're interested in growing your own channel, or, you know, I don't know, managing your, or kind of like expanding your business or whatever it may be, you're more than welcome to contact her. There's a link in the description down below, and it says come out now, AC Digital Marketing Solutions. It's down below in the description, along with links to join me on my Facebook and my Instagram account if you want. Oh, there it flips around. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. And yeah, I've got some courses coming up, some beautiful courses in trading tarot and some other things. You know, if you want to have personal readings, all set over there. I've got a newsletter coming soon. It may or may not be in the description of this video. It depends if I get it ready on time, so check that out. And it says to you, message from the universe for your Pisces: dwell on what you love. Because when you dwell on what you love, and when you focus on what you love, life attracts more of that focus back to you. Okay? And on the back there, I'm just going to hold it there for you for a moment. So if you want to freeze the screen, you can do that. And it says, asking someone to change is like pruning a tree. This is such a beautiful message for me. Asking someone to change is like pruning a tree. Neither will ever be the same again. Scariest still is that you can't quite know in what new directions they will grow. And the universe says, I wouldn't change a leaf on you. Okay? Be funky, be incredible, be beautiful, be you. Okay? That beautiful divine light. Nobody can shine up more and be more you than you. That's the beauty that you are. That's the magic that you are. Okay. Let's finish off for you your reading this week with a crystal oracle card. Remember, there's a reading for you every week, and most weekends, not every weekend, but most weekends there will be a weekend reading as well. So you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel if it resonates with you. Hit that notification bell next to subscribe so that YouTube can know that you like seeing my videos and other people can see it as well. And this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Fairy stone fertility. And so this speaks about new beginnings. You know, it doesn't have to just be pregnant. It's new beginnings. It's new flourishing beginnings. And if you're interested in new beginnings and flourishing beginnings and using crystals in your life, towards the end of September, I'm going to have an online workshop about how you can use crystals to not only welcome abundance into your life, but also to expand and maintain abundance in your life. Okay? Because there's no point in getting it and losing it, getting it and losing it, getting it and losing it. So I'll speak about that in future videos. And Amazonite, life purpose. You are aligning with your life purpose. Your heart is abundantly aligning with your life purpose, which means your life just expands in absolutely amazing, incredible ways. And I can't wait to see the rest of your journey. And so thank you so much. Have a good week. I'll see you next week for your next video, Pisces. Namaste. On the love and light.